You know, oftentimes when we gather for weddings, I don't know about you, but oftentimes I find myself at a wedding scratching my head a little bit, wondering, how did all this happen? How did these two come to be? How did we end up here today? So we thought it would be fun just to share a little snapshot of their story with you this afternoon. Although Kevin and Brittney have known each other for the past 6 years, their story doesn't truly begin until 2 years ago. But before we jump right into their story, here are some fun facts for some of you that you may not know. 6 years ago, Brittney's brother Brock got married to Lacey. And on that incredible night, Brock and Kevin met and became best friends. What brought Kevin to that wedding, you might ask? Well, one of his older brothers, Gary, graduated with Brock and Lacey and heard there was a wedding. So to the wedding they went. Why not, right? So thanks, Gary. As the years went on, Brittney and Kevin got to see more of each other through family dinners and various outings together. Then in August of 2019, Brock and Lacey were in a really bad car accident, resulting in both of them being hospitalized for a while. Both Kevin and Brittney spent a lot of time at the hospital visiting Brock and Lacey. And as they slept through the pain medicine, Kevin and Brittney were able to visit and get to know each other even more. Over the next couple of weeks, one thing led to the next, and they went on their first date and have been inseparable ever since. And here we are on this beautiful and exciting day. Kevin and Brittney, today is about so much more than a wedding. Today is about your marriage. And there's a big difference. There's a big difference between a wedding and a marriage. A wedding is a beautiful event, much like today. It's a celebration of the joining of two people in love. It's a commitment to live your lives together in unity. And that's marriage. A former pastor of mine once said this about marriage. I think it's really good. He said, a wedding does not make a marriage. A wedding is only the beginning of an undertaking that may or may not someday develop into a true marriage. What the couple have on their wedding day is not the key to a beautiful garden, but just a vacant lot and a few gardening tools. Kevin and Brittney, today you are looking at a vacant lot, soon to be a beautiful garden. A garden that you will have the opportunity to plant, to tend, to develop, and watch grow into something very, very beautiful. You know, many have tried to define marriage. Some define it as an institution. It is so much more than that, though. In fact, in Ephesians chapter 5, the Apostle Paul describes it as a mystery. And he compares the union of a husband to a wife to the union that Christ has with the church. So let's go back to the analogy of the garden just for a moment. One does not just get a garden, right? A garden is created and worked and tended. And we often hear the phrase that so-and-so just got married. The truth is, marriage is not merely something you get. It's something that must be worked at to be made stronger and to be made stable. In order for a garden to be beautiful and fruitful, it begins with the right seeds. The right seeds planted in good, healthy soil. In your marriage, please consider what you build it with, what you focus on together. If you sow seeds of impatience and unkindness, unfaithfulness, unforgiveness, it won't last very long. It will not be the beautiful gift that God intends for it to be. But if you build it and grow it with the seeds that the Apostle Paul describes in Colossians chapter 3, your marriage will truly be a beautiful garden. Listen as I read from Colossians 3, verses 12 and 13. It says, therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion and kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you. These are the seeds. These are the seeds of a beautiful and lasting marriage. But in order for these seeds to flourish in a garden, they must be planted in fertile soil. And good soil is the foundation of a healthy garden. In your marriage, likewise, requires a solid foundation. And the foundation is found in the very next verse in Colossians chapter 3, verse 14, and it says this, "And over all these virtues, put on love. Put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity." So as you love God, as you love one another, you will be an unstoppable force.